The Designers Accord is the largest movement that the creative community has ever seen, and it happens to be focused on sustainability. We began about a year and a half ago, and in 11 months, the first 11 months of this movement for designers and researchers and educational institutions and corporations focusing on sustainability, we grew from a couple of hundred interested people to over 100,000 adopters worldwide, and most of those adopters are outside the US, actually. There are basically 5 guidelines that corporate adopters, educational institutions, and design firms all agree to live by. Some of them are more gestural and symbolic, like declaring participation in the Designers Accord. It's a completely viral movement. Others are more specific, measuring your carbon footprint and actually releasing materials and best practices and case studies back into the community. The idea behind it is really to accelerate our ability to learn from each other and to learn about how to make positive environmental and social impact. Designers have an interesting perception of the plastics industry, and I think that that perception is changing at the moment, but it's heavily entrenched and almost designers almost demonize the plastic industry. They sort of believe that they are specifying, creating products that people want, that end users and consumers are desiring, but then plastics are inherently not recyclable, and this perception that the industry or the manufacturing around the products that we specify and design seems to have been separated from the designer's responsibility. And now, in the last few years, what we're really seeing is designers recognizing that while their zone of control is actually quite bounded, their zone of influence across the entire life cycle of a product is much bigger. In fact, with that comes a greater responsibility. For me, this is a really promising and wonderful invitation to be here among this community, because what we'd like to do is really bring the plastics industry together with the creative community in a much more cohesive way. And that can be through conference events, through these town hall meetings that we have where we get a couple of dozen designers and creatives together to start to brainstorm real issues. We take the findings of those, we put them up on our web platform for people all over the world to learn from.